Hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, glory, and worship to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ucha, Kodash, the honors to the elders and the apostles, of course, they have well and do well, overseeing the tabernacle of David, starting from Prophet Abba Bibbins, on down to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Greetings and salutations to you, Akim, that are pushing the word in both truth and sincerity, which are the 144K, that have not and will not delay. Likewise, a greeting to the sincere sisters, whom are the Akwaf, that are in all subjection in the truth. All right, this is your brother Yaikwab, out of the command of Great Millstone, Atlanta Church, with a lesson of edification to you sincere laborers of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, now what you see here is a herb called periwinkle. All right, and I'm about to start. And whoever was, any of you guys who were familiar with my old page, I was doing a lot of lessons concerning herbs and the different benefits and the science behind, different herbs and whatnot. But considering the time, that we're living in, it's going to be really important for us to be familiar with certain plants that actually just grow around us. All right. And we're going to get some scriptures concerning this, because a lot of plants that we consider as quote unquote weeds or insignificant, plants or undesirables, actually that grow all around us, okay, actually have excellent medicinal properties in them. All right. So as I said, this is the periwinkle plant. All right, and I'm going to go to Genesis very quickly, and then we're going to get some more information. So this is the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 29. And Elohim said, "Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree, in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat." All right, and when we go to that term meat, if I'm not mistaken, it is, akala, all right, akala, which is what? Food. That term akala means food in the Hebrew. Food, eating, object of devouring, consuming. All right. So the Lord has given us the herbs, all right, for food. All right. The herbs, the bearing seed. All right. I shop for herb, which were herbage, grass, green plants. The Lord has granted us herbs for food. All right. So, give me 1 second. So, as I said here, this is a periwinkle. Now, this is on one of my family's estates. This is in a backyard of one of my family's estates. And it's come up. It's been there for several years. Now the soil in this particular proximity is very excellent soil, because what had happened was we basically created a big decomposed a large decomposing area or location, all right, to enrich the soil. And it wasn't done on purpose, but it was manifested over the years, because at one point this used to be a declining ditch. And what we used to do was When I was growing up, me and my grandfather, we used to do a lot of yard work, and what we would do was, if there was certain soil that we needed to move to a certain area, we'll throw it over here. Different branches, different undesirable, herbage or vegetation that we wanted to move out of a certain place, we would just cast it into this area. And what it created was, over the years, very fertile soil. Okay, and what came up and what has blossomed and over basically all of that area is the periwinkle plant. All right, now let's get into some of the benefits of the periwinkle and understanding the whole role and the whole essence of what the plant has to offer. All right. Now, this is from rxlist.com. It says, what is periwinkle? Periwinkle is a herb. The parts that grow above the ground are used to make medicine. It says, don't confuse periwinkle with Madagascar periwinkle, which scientific name is Catharanthus roseus. I gotta freshen up my Latin. All right, and yes, because the Madagascar periwinkle is actually a poison strand of periwinkle, and now you would know that. Now you see going back to the image, you can see the flower. Now, you see the flower, it's a purple flower. Now the Madagascar periwinkles are pink. All right, now there's more flowers there. Just the area that I took a picture of, it was one flower. I've actually been drinking tea out of it, so I've been cutting a lot of flowers lately. Now it's not in full bloom yet. It will get more so in full bloom in around April. So it's not as many flowers as I guess I would prefer, or it's not that many flowers that have blossomed yet, but there will be. All right. So let's go back to the article. All right. It says, as it says, you would want to abstain from Madagascar periwinkle, which is, and you will know it by the pink flowers. The color of the flowers would be pink, and that's not for consumption whatsoever. All right. So to the second paragraph, it says, despite serious safety concerns, because, Lord says a just balance is a delight. All right. Anything of too much, more so some than others, can be detrimental. All right. It's a certain amount and portion of periwinkle that you can consume. If you take too much, it can be harmful. All right. And that's with anything. If you take too many fucking Advils, that's going to hurt you. That's going to harm you. All right. If you take too much, if you eat too much cayenne pepper, it's going to do damage to your body. All right. If you eat too many peppers, if you eat too many or too much of anything, depending on the potency and the side effects of whatever herb or whatever, entity, I guess you could say, that you eat, it can have a negative effect. All right. But it says, despite serious safety concerns, periwinkle is used for brain health, increasing blood circulation in the brain, supporting brain metabolism, increasing mental productivity, preventing memory and concentration problems and feebleness, improving memory and thinking ability, and preventing early aging of brain cells. All right. All right. So it's an excellent herb for your brain and blood circulation. Likewise, inflammation. I'm going to continue. It says, periwinkle is also used for treating diarrhea, vaginal discharge, throat ailments, and this can be an excellent herb to utilize, considering the coronavirus. All right. Because it really, attacks certain infirmities dealing with your lungs and your throat. It says tonsillitis, chest pain, high blood pressure, sore throat, intestinal pain, and swelling, which is dealing with inflammation, toothache, and water retention, which is edema. It is also used for promoting wound healing. So it can be utilized topically. You can make a paste out of it to heal your wounds. All right, improving the way the immune system defends the body, which goes hand in hand, as I was speaking before about the corona. All right, and by no means I'm not. I'm not a doctor by Esau standard. You do this at your own leisure. These things that I'm telling you, but I'm just giving you, the information, and you can exercise the information how you see it put, which is wisdom. All right. It says defends body and for blood purification. All right. A chemical in periwinkle called vincamine can be converted in the laboratory to the compound vinpocentine, which is marketed as a dietary supplement. And see, this is what Esau does. He'll take the herbs and he'll put a twist on it and he'll sell it for 10 times the price. All right, with the pharmaceuticals, and he'll add certain things that can be detrimental, and he won't tell you to utilize the proper portion of it. All right, so let's see here. Now, like I said, I'm going to give you the whole roll. So those were the benefits, okay, of taking the proper amount. But if you take too much of it, I'm letting you know this is a herb that you can't. This is not, certain herbs like potatoes. You can eat an abundance of it. It's to fill your belly. Periwinkle is not that type of herb. It's a herb it's to be taken in a lot more delicate proportions. All right, than say, for instance, onions or even garlic. You can't eat too much garlic. Too much garlic can harm you. But let's say carrots, something that can be eaten in much more abundance. All right. So it says, are there safety concerns? Periwinkle is unsafe, is what they say, which it can be if it's taken out of proportion. And I'm going to give you my personal experience of taking it. And how I've adjusted the amount that I take. So I'm going to continue to read. It says, periwinkle is unsafe. It can cause side effects such as nausea, vomiting, and other stomach and intestinal symptoms. It can also cause nerve, kidney, and liver damage. Large amounts can cause very low blood pressure. All right. So, yeah, you can check this article out. I did want to mention that part of it as well, because it's important that we digest that whole role and understand exactly, whatever we're getting ourselves into. All right. So this is the periwinkle, and let's see here. There we go. So I made a tea out of it. All right. I've been drinking the tea from it about almost a week now, a couple of days under a week. Now, the first day when I looked it up, I saw a certain amount where they suggested for you to take 10 flowers and 10 leaves. Now, let me tell you, when you take this, you want to have something on your stomach. You don't have to be full. You don't have to have a big meal. But I would suggest maybe you eat a bagel or something light, nothing too heavy, but put something on your stomach before you eat this. All right, that will make a world of a difference. Now, the first time that I consumed it, I did not eat anything. All right, so that's a fact. That's a data point that should be acknowledged. I didn't eat anything, and likewise, I started off with, I did 10 leaves and 10 flowers. All right, and it was strong. Okay, it was a bit strong, and I believe more so because I didn't eat anything more than anything. But ever since then, I've lowered the dosage. I'm about 165, my weight size, so, you can take that as a data point as well. But since then, I've been taking 8 leaves and 5 flowers. 8 leaves and 5 flowers, which, and I have been eating something slightly before I consume it. And I feel that is tremendously helped as well. And it's worked beautifully, and anything, you really want to do something consistently to really see, the true benefits and true effects, dealing with herbs or anything, working out, reading, studying Hebrew. But, for the small time that I have been taking it, I have noticed an improvement in my concentration, my consistency. Like if I'm studying, I'll take it typically before I start studying something, and I'll really be into it, So as you see this now, I have you right now. You see, I believe it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Matter of fact, excuse me. I've been taking 7 flowers in 8 leaves. Sorry about that. 7 flowers and 8 leaves. Now, one of the leaves, see, I was making a tea out of it, so one of the leaves was already in the pot. All right. So I take 7 flowers and 8 leaves. That's for me. That's good for me, And you have to adjust accordingly. Of course, I would suggest starting off smaller, then working your way up to see it where how it fits for you. And especially in these times that we're coming in, we're not going to be able to have access to the pharmaceuticals. All right, we're not going to be able to have access to go to the health shop and get certain herbs. We're going to have to live off of the earth, like it was in the time of Maccabees during the Hasmonean period, when the Grecians were trying to kill us. We were at war with the Grecians. The Maccabee brothers and the hosts that were following the Maccabees, we had to go to the wilderness, and we were living off the herbs in the wilderness. Those guys were very knowledgeable about what they were dealing with. They knew the herbs, and we got to get back to that holistic, understanding of our surroundings. All right. So like I said, I take 7 leaves and 7 flowers and 8 leaves. All right. And here you see the finished product. I like to leave a couple of leaves in there and a little flower, so that's the finished product. All right. Now it has a slight bitter taste to it. I like to dash a little honey in there. You can throw some lemon, be creative, So as I said, take it at your own risk. Me personally, I'm going to continue to take it. I love it. It's a herb I'm going to continue to take. I'm going to try to do it on a daily basis, and incorporate it in my daily intake. All right. So let's get some more scriptures and then we can wrap it up. All right. So this is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38, verse 4. It says, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them, which means it will not hate and have disdain for them. Instead of trusting Esau and this so-called white man in this diabolic pharmaceuticals, which goes back to the Greek pharmakia or pharmacia, which means what? Sorcery and witchcraft. That's where the term pharmacy comes from. How about we trust in the herbs, all right, the true medicines of the earth, all right, which are the plants. Because remember, brothers, we're made of the elements that these herbs maintain, the same minerals, the same vitamins. So depending the portion we take, what type we take, the different types that we take together to, adjust certain chemical compounds and chemical transitions, we can what? We can enhance ourselves. We can replenish ourselves. Remember, if we be of the elect, we were the ones in the beginning. We was those first spirits where it says in the beginning, Elohim created. All right. Alahayim meaning what? The judges, the angels. We are those first spirits that created and fashioned the elements in the aura. All right. In the light, the sun, moon, stars. All right. The fowls of the air. All the different creeping things, the cattle, the Leviathan, and the host of the sea, as it says in the book of Genesis, the great whales. All right. So we were the architects of that. The head architect being Yahushua. All right. So, our capabilities and who we are, will be magnified in the kingdom, but we need to be practicing that righteous rehearsal, man. All right. Especially in the times that we're coming into. All right. So with that, give all praises, honor, glory, and worship to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Kudash, double honors to the elders and apostles. Citations to you, Akin. Shalom, and keep the faith.